So, boys and girls, we're gonna get back into Hunted for 100 Days. Well, you gotta remember, Gamer Cats, we're on different internet and power. My internet and power come from up on what is it? The road that runs up here, and yours comes from Concord. Alrighty, so I'm not doing the hunted. We're loading into the chopper. We got back to the shed, thank God. Got back to the shed, so there we go. Alright, so we have food here. We got all of our stuff here. I think we're gonna pack up and move out. I think that's what we're getting ready to do. Although I do need to take some stuff with me. I need to take my arrowheads and my feathers. I'm gonna break these birch. I'm gonna break some of these birch down. I'm gonna take a maple. I will need to make a new bow. Let's see, do I have a knife or did it break? I think my knife broke. Yes, it did. Good thing is, guess what I did? I made myself a backup knife. So I'm taking my backup knife. I'm going to drop my old hatchet. Take my good hatchet. We're gonna kind of do a little swappity-boo here. Alright, I'll just leave you there because you're just gonna annoy me, aren't you, hatchet? God, why will the hatchet not go down here? The hatchet has had placement issues for a while. It's almost like the hatchet is like down. It's almost like it's down too low or something. I know for a while the hatchet was like falling through the floor when you tried to place it. I thought they had fixed that, but I guess they really hadn't. Alright, so we got the deer hide cure in here. We definitely need to go back to the... Oh, yeah, we had all this stuff here, too. Yeah, we definitely need to go back and, back to that cave and grab our stuff, because we have hides and guts in there. So let's go do that. Let's go do that. I was thinking we were ready to go, but you know what? We need to go and grab our hides, our guts, and, bring that stuff over here. Okay. Oh yeah, we just killed like every wolf out here too. All the wolves. I remember now. We were walking back to the yard yesterday with all that meat on us, and all the wolves just attacked us. And thank you, Icicle, for the good thoughts and vibes from my aunt. I appreciate that very much, my friend. We can pick up some more feathers here. And thank you, everybody, for the likes and the views on my clips, on my shorts that I'm putting up on YouTube. I really super appreciate that. YouTube shorts are a great way to get you in the algorithm and get you positively in the algorithm, and so I've been trying to do more of those. Our latest short just got almost 1,800 views, which is pretty big for a short of mine. So I appreciate all of you who've gone by and checked it out. Throw it a like if you can. It was the Escape the Pacific one that we got yesterday, where the boat just like flew away into the sky, which was pretty funny. But definitely, you know, if you get a chance, check out the shorts on YouTube. And if there's ever a moment, hi Cindy, how are you? If there's ever a moment here on Twitch that is like exciting or cool or funny, and you're like, hey, that's kind of a cool moment, feel free to use that clip button and clip it, because I am using some of the clips that you guys make to make some shorts to put up on YouTube and Instagram and those sort of places. So you could see the clip that you made go up on one of those platforms if you wanted to. So, good morning, Mom. Have a marvelous Monday. You have a marvelous Monday, Mom. I hope you're doing good. Yeah, and I've been putting them up on Facebook too. So, I've been putting them up on Facebook as well. So. You're waking up? Oh, yeah, yep, I get that. Alrighty, so we're pretty tired I'm almost thinking of just chilling here for the night. I think we got most everything fixed. I guess we can fix up our sockety boos. We had somebody asking in chat how Aunt Suey was doing today. I hope she's doing well, Mom. And I love you, Mom. Thanks for coming by and saying hi. I'm glad we stayed in here. Jeez. It's decided to get really nice out there for us. Wow. Now, we're just going to repair up some clothing, because why not? It makes us a little bit warmer, and our clothing is, as you can see, a lot of our clothing has taken a little bit of damage, so just from the weather and stuff, and wear and tear, general wear and tear, too. That storm kind of came and went really quick. That storm was here 1 minute and gone the next. All right, so we got that and that. We definitely need to get our. Oh wow, it actually really cleared up nice. But I'm still gonna stay here for the night. Let's get a nice big piece of bear meat. Yum yum. This will also help. This will also help us. We've been fighting some cabin fever lately, so this will. Sleeping out here will help us with that situation as well, and make it so we aren't struggling with that as much. So, and you see the link there in chat. We are still doing our Factor sponsorship, boys and girls. We've got five people that signed up so far, which is really good. Really good for a paid promotion like that. That's really awesome. So we got it for another 8 days. So we got 8 more days. If we get like 3 or 4 more people, that would be great. Unfortunately, it is for the U.S. only. You have to be in the U.S. to take advantage of it. But you do get 50% off your first box from Factor. There's no obligation to purchase any after that. But you know, of course, they always are looking for repeat customers if you are enjoying the product, but there's no obligation after that first box to get anything. So you could get it and then you could just unsubscribe and be done. But yeah, it's a great food service. It used to be known as Freshly and now it's Factor. I used to get their stuff all the time, and I've been eating some of them here recently and enjoying them quite a bit. In fact, I have my my taco bowl one out there in the fridge right now, thawing out. So I'll be heating that up and eating it later today. All right, let's grab the hide and let's grab all the guts. Oh, you know what we need to check? I set out 5 traps. I was at 95 rabbits. I set out 5 traps. And now we're at 97 rabbits. We got 3 rabbits over there, boys and girls. We've got 3 rabbits ready to roll. I'm only 2 rabbits. No, 2 rabbits over there. I'm only 3 rabbits away from having that badge now. Oh my goodness gracious. She continues to recover. Able to be up and active for short periods, still on the antibiotic infusions. Yeah, well, I hope she gets better soon, Mom. That really sucks.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Oh, you can carry some more. All right, we'll leave it at that. We got a lot of stank on us now. Yeah, we got 3 stink lines. We are going to be bringing all the wolves to the yard. Yeah, it's the last badge I need, channel surfing, and I'm not going to ever use it, so I was just like, I don't really care. But Honora keeps pushing and prodding me, and I love her to death for doing it, so. She keeps pushing me and prodding me to get it done. It's like, oh my god, I'm just gonna get her done just to make her go away. Good god. You know, that's what good women in your life do for you, boys and girls. They push and prod you to do things that will actually benefit you and make you better. Even if they have to do it and you kick and scream all the way. In the end, you respect them for doing it because you know they do it because they love you. So don't forget that. It's a personal achievement, exactly. We only do it with love. Drag me kicking and screaming into it. God dang it, I don't want to do it. Okay, I'll do it. Jeez. It's true. I am definitely, though, one of those people that when I'm told to do something, even if I theoretically actually want to do it, I don't like to be told to do things. It just grates against my personality, and I will obstinately dig my heels in and just go, no. even if it's something that's good for me, I'm like, no. So that's something I gotta work on all the time. Is to not let that hinder me from being responsive to good advice on getting stuff done. So basically getting out of my own way, getting out of the way of my obstinates. All right, let's go check out those rabbits up here. I put rabbit traps up on the way to Broken Railroad because I know there's always rabbits up in that field. I didn't really see any when I was up here, but I know they're up here most of the time, so. Oh, actually, I don't want to switch to rabbit arrows. I am almost to Archery 5, too, which is so. Oh, it's going to be so awesome. And honestly, having the fire-tipped arrows has helped a lot. It's nice. I have found I've had to remake very few arrows since I have the fire hardened arrows, because I'm using a lot of arrows. I use a lot of arrows to hunt rabbits early in the game to get Archery 5, and usually I'm having to remake my good arrows quite a bit because they wear down when you shoot rabbits with them to get archery skills. But now that I have my oh, they broke that trap. That one's ruined. Now that they have the fire-hardened arrows, I'm finding those to be a much better alternative. Sure, they take a few feathers and stuff and a little bit of time at a fire, but the benefits of them are great. When the kids were younger, we would have races. I bet I can brush my teeth before you do. It was getting down and they didn't think they were being told. Exactly, yep. You gotta make it a game a lot of times. Make it fun for them to do.
Oh, so cold.
I know you are, Astrid. We're gonna get inside and drop and carve up these rabbits real quick. It'll all be good, my dear. From that angle, it always looks like this door is closed. I always have that moment of hesitation where I walk up to that door and I'm like, is that door closed? No, it just looks closed. Yeah, my hat and gloves are suffering again. Jeez Louise, I think I only have one rabbit hide too, which kind of sucks. But we'll have more than one rabbit hide here soon, so that's good news. I'm gonna keep using my hacksaw. I have no whetstones at the moment, so I'm gonna utilize my hacksaw as much as I can, because that way I can save my knife and my hatchet for other things that I want to use them on. I suppose I could have just used my hands since I'm indoors, but yeah, I really got to make a concerted effort today to remember use my hacksaw as often as I can, so that I'm not, you know, I'm not making my other tools go down as fast. All right. So I do want that. And I want one of those. Actually, I want 3 of those. Let's see. Actually, you know what? Let's get 2 more. There we go. What time of day is it? It's still early. I can spell honest. I was trying to type too fast. Oh, I'm the same way, Laka. I am the same way. And then you know, they put in the spell corrector, which usually like guesses the wrong word whenever I try to spell something, and I'm like, no, and then I gotta delete it out, and then I gotta spell it again, and then I gotta delete it out. It's like, oh my god. Ryan, hey buddy, how's it going? How's college going, my friend? Hope college is going well for you. Gonna make all these snares real quick. Is there really a storm going on out there? Is there really a storm going out there? Seriously? There is a storm going on out here. Fabulous. Well, we'll walk up there and put the traps out anyway. I don't care. Well, we'll do it anyway. I can find my way back from down up there. Not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. And there's a stick for our reward. Doing good. Got to sleep for the first time in like a month, and college is good. Finish up the semester this week. That is awesome. That is awesome, Ryan. Made me think of my son, Ryan. So I just texted my kiddo, who's also in college. Oh, wow. Just while we were gone, if my calculations are correct, we are 1 rabbit away. My calculations are right, boys and girls. We are 1 rabbit away. I mean, we should be able to catch a rabbit with those. Nice. Let's look at our badge. Let's look at our badge. Oh, we're 1 rabbit away. We're 1 rabbit away. My daughter's like, Mom, you don't know how to spell my name. I'm like, stupid autocorrect. I know. I know. The autocorrect always gets me, Laka. It always does. So yes, boys and girls, don't forget about the Factor promotion that we're doing right now. That'll be going through for another 8 days, and then it'll be done, and we'll be moving on to another sponsorship endeavor at that point. Just leave it 1 away to annoy. No, I want that dang thing. I'm bound and determined to get it now. I'm only 1 rabbit away from the last badge. Well, the last badge they have right now, anyway. I mean, I did get the challenge badge for the Tails Signal Void. But of course, I don't have my 4 Days of Night 2018 badges anymore. Kind of is annoying. Kind of annoys just a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. That's a little triggering. It's a painful subject. It's a painful subject. Painful subject. I just don't want to go into because it hurts my heart. It hurts my heart just a little bit to not have those badges anymore. But it's okay. It's okay. I'll make it through. All right, are you ready? We could step outside and get that badge right now. Are you all ready, boys and girls? Because all we need is one of those traps to activate while we were harvesting these rabbits. That's all we needed was one trap to activate. All right, get ready for the screenshot. Put that away there. I'm ready for it. Nope, we didn't get it yet. You don't even have to go pick the rabbit up, I found. It auto updates. All you have to do is be in the zone that the trap is in, and it will auto update your log. It'll auto update the log, just saying, "Oh, you got it." I'm like, okay, cool. I'm good with that. Okay, this plank keeps bothering the hell out of me. I'm just gonna get rid of it because it annoys me every time I walk by it. It's like, really, Mr. Plank, get out of my way. All right, I am going to make some arrow shafts here real quick. I should be able to make a couple sets of them. By the way, arrow shafts weigh slightly less. Oh, that's nice. I can make a few more. They weigh slightly less than their birch counterpart. Tylea, good morning. How are you? Thank you for the dirty dance last night.
Gotta make it. Oh, now he's coming.
For those of you who are not along for the Tylea raid last night, we got in channel,
What'd you do that for?
and her little Conan character was doing a little dirty dance for us.
That the usual thing that happens to me.
Yeah, that was a thing. Did I do all those? Yeah, I did all of those. Nice. That gives me 15, which is exactly what I need. Yeah, so last night her character was doing a little dirty dance for us. Was doing a little dance for us before they did a raid. But for more Conan, Subsistence, a lot of great games, go check out Tylea's channel. Go give her a follow. She's part of our stream team and all-around wonderful gal. Figured we get a little music going on for you here. Just showing off your moves, yeah. Yeah, I saw those moves. I was uncertain whether we had got into an ASMR stream or a hot tub stream or something. I don't know. I thought maybe it was under the wrong category. I was a bit confused, but I was like, I'm not gonna worry about it. It's all good. It's all good. There we go. We got it. Oh no. I think I got a screenshot of it. There we go. We got the badge. We got the badge, boys and girls. The last badge. There it is right there. The expert trapper. We got it. We got the badge. Woohoo! I mean, it's only been how long has it been since that was released? And I just did not care. I was just like, I don't care if I get the badge, I guess.
Ugh, my tongue feels like sandpaper.
It's been an age. Oh, thanks. It has been a while. I will admit that. It has been a while. It's been a hot second since that came out. Well, let's go get our last rabbit up here. Well, that's pretty exciting. I finally got my rabbit. So now we can stay at Trapper's Homestead rent-free. I guess that means I catch a lot more rabbits now if I have that badge going or something. What does that badge do for you again? Is it 100%? Your snares are now 100% more effective. Okay, so what percentage were they effective before? Does each snare catch 2 rabbits instead of 1? All I heard was rabbit murder. Yeah, that's what was most important, right? Right, Aldreas? That's all you heard is rabbit murder. Rabbit murder. Rabbit murder. Rabbit murder. Rabbit murder. See, here's my take on the whole trapping thing. I want them to actually give us a trapping skill. Give us more animals in the game that we can trap, and every trapping skill level that you get opens up a new animal that you can go ahead and trap once you get to that level. So at level 1, you can trap rabbits. At level 2, you can trap beavers. You know, something like that. Level 3, you can trap a little larger game. Level 4, you can trap something else. Level 5, you can trap something else. Now, these are animals that you'll never hunt, you'll never kill with anything else. They're only trappables. Level 4, you get to get badgers or something. Or maybe even make it more simple. Make level 1, you can trap squirrels. But every time you level up your trapping skill, not only does it unlock a new animal, but it unlocks a different trap that you can make. And it unlocks an ability for the traps that you do make have a less of a chance of breaking when they are activated. Which I think it would be awesome if we could if they expanded the whole trapping. Well, I was just saying, for example, Valor. I know you don't want the foxes to be trapped. I would love to trap a fox. You know. Ladies, don't look at it as being trapped. Look at it as being taken care of. But yeah, I'd love to trap a fox in the game. Have a nice, make a nice fox and beaver stole. You know, that'd be awesome. Hey, Jendo, how's it going? Well, but see, you'd never actually see it. All you'd ever get is a fox pelt. You'd find the trap. And it would be like, do you want to harvest this trap? Do you want to harvest what's in the trap? And you go, yes, I do. And you would get stuff. Well, you don't trap fox and beaver for eating. You trap them for their pelts. Because they're very warm. They're very, 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 very warm. Good, start your first interloper. Oh, nice. That is awesome, Jendo. That is awesome. And let's give Jendo a shout out there, by the way.
Don't worry about it if you want to go over to Ath and hang out there. I don't mind at all. Oh, see, there we go. There's the
Oh, Jendo. You can go over to Ath and hang out. I don't mind at all. Love you, brother.
Fucking learned, bitch. Look at this.
Oh, you're very kind, man. Go give Jendo a follow, though, boys and girls. Jendo's awesome. And so you're 6 days in. Next up is Forge, which I think is pretty decent as first runs go. Though I don't think I made it to the Forge Jendo till day 19. I don't rush my Forge runs anymore though. I have to have pieces for me. I'm comfortable enough doing them now that I have to have pieces in place before I do a Forge run. I have to have certain things lined up before I want to do a Forge run. Because, I had my hammer on day 2. Because I spawned in Hutch River Valley, which is like insta-hammer. It's hammer time, you know? But yeah, I like to have stuff in place before I do my Forge run. I want to have birch and maple curing, maybe even already cured. I think I actually took my birch and maple to the Forge with me this time. Alright, what do we got in here? We got all the guts and hides. I do need one of thems. And I need a few guts. I'm gonna take a few guts with me. We're getting ready to go, boys and girls. I need at least 3, 6, 9 of those. And I need 2, 4, at least 6 of those. Got stuff curing too, honestly. All I'm worried about is finding enough feathers early. Yeah, that's the other thing that I like to do is get a lot of feathers early on. Go and hit all those dead corpses you find, all the deer, all the you know, place deer and stuff like that. That's a great way to get them. All right, so we got a lot of teas in here. Let's sort these teas by weight, and then I'm gonna put a bunch more teas in here. There we go. That should be enough tea for us because we got a couple heavy teas still. Not heavy D's, heavy T's. Heavy T's, heavy T's, heavy T's. But by the way, also, we have also another streamer in our ranks right now, boys and girls. And that's Panasaurus Rex. Please go give Panasaurus Rex a follow. Last played some Goosey Goosey Ducky. Ooh, that's not Goose Goose.
Oh, no, I didn't want to hug. Sir, I did not want to hug.
That is a big old robot gorilla in Horizon Zero Dawn, which is a nasty, nasty creature. But go give Panasaurus Rex a follow, boys and girls, and give us some loves. It's been almost a year since I played. This game looks so much better and has a lot more stuff. Yes, it is. It has a lot more stuff in it now. And now they have Signal Void for Interloper as well. Luger. Don't expect to get much from it. They explicitly said that, and yes, out of one of the caches, I actually got a rock, a literal rock, just a rock, out of one of the caches. It was hilarious, but yes, I actually got a rock. Actually, I'm gonna leave 2 of these rabbit pelts here. I'm gonna leave those here to cure. Oh, you were there for the sad stone? Yeah, it was a sad stone. I was sad. I was sad about the stone. I'm gonna take the deer hides with me because I need them. I took one of the bear hides already, right? Bear hide, I got those deer hides, I got that, and that. I do need a little bit of metal. So let's take a door real quick. I guess I could leave these hides down to cure while I'm doing this, instead of being an absolute goober and having them in my hands. Okay, that gave me 3 pieces of metal. I just want to make sure I have enough metal so when I go to the tower in... Oh, you know where there's another one of those? When I go to the tower in Forlorn Muskeg, I have enough metal for it. And then there's 2 pieces of metal there too. Void is a chapter 5. Well, yeah, Void is the new thing. The Signal Void. You got to go to Forsaken Airfield. You find this shortwave radio with a note, and then it gives you a quest. So it's like the first time they've ever had a actual like a scripted quest in the game. And it's pretty cool. I've incorporated it into this run. So the lore of this run, if you've never been around before, the lore of this run, you look at yes, we're ready for Wednesday, Valor. I am ready and looking forward to it. I'm ready, looking forward to it. My master dwarf is ready. So the lore of this run is that our Astrid awoke in Hush River Valley. And her memory was a little fuzzy. She didn't really remember who she was or where she came from. But one thing she does remember is that she was part of a research group, some sort of team that was here on Great Bear doing something. She doesn't really remember what it even was. But she remembers that she was told if she was ever in a desperate situation, she needed to get to Desolation Point, fire off a gun from the lighthouse, fire off a flare gun from the lighthouse to alert the mainland that she needed a dust-off, a pickup. And then she needed to get herself and 50 liters of fluid, we're going to call it gasoline. It's lighter fluid, but we're going to call it gasoline for the sake of the narrative, to Forsaken Airfield, and then that's where she would be rescued at the down chopper. At the chopper, we now know it's a down chopper. We thought we were going there to get rescued from the chopper, but we found it was already crashed. So we're leaving all the fluid there to get hopefully picked up there by somebody to come to get us. But while we were in Forsaken Airfield, making our first drop of fluid, we found ourselves this note that gave us some clues I think it's this one here. Yes, they gave us some clues that there was stuff going on in Forlorn Muskeg, Mystery Lake, and Milton. And we're like, oh, well, we remember we were part of a team of some group of scientists or something. So we're going to go check it out, and we're going to see what's going on with it before we get our dust off. So we got a few little things going on. But we're going to investigate these mysterious bunkers and transmitter towers because we want to find out more about what happened to us, because we don't quite remember. We don't quite remember. It's very fuzzy. It's very fuzzy wuzzy. Actually, I'm gonna leave the heavy hammer here. So that is sort of our narrative that we're running on right now. And it gives us a goal. It gives us some goals. But I hope they add more to Signal Void. I like the idea of it. I really do. I like that there's sort of a narrative quality to the. I mean, I've always liked the narrative quality to the game. I like the narrative quality of the Wintermute stuff. The thing is that Wintermute, unfortunately, it's sort of a one and done. You can't really do it over and over and over and over and over again. You can't play it, you do it and you're kind of done with it. It's not a mode that you can get a ton of gameplay out of beyond playing through once, maybe twice if you want to do it on hard mode or something. But once you've done that, you're kind of like, okay, I did it. Whereas this gives us a sort of optional story within the open world survival, which I think is really exciting for Long Dark. And I think it's gonna, if they keep doing this sort of thing and adding these sort of aspects to the open world survival, it'll give players I get asked all the time, how do I keep motivated after day 100 or 200? And this will give players sort of a easy answer for that. It'll give, because that is a hard thing to do. I don't have a hard time doing it myself because I set myself little goals. I'm like, let's go to the summit for whatever reason. We don't need anything there, but let's do it so we can say we did it. I love setting myself goals, but a lot of people don't like to do that. They like more of a narrative-driven thing, and this gives them that, and that's great. I think it'll infuse the player base with some excitement. Oh yeah, I got Dredge after I tuned in that one night. That was an amazing game. Yes, it is, and I'm gonna be playing some Dredge today. We're gonna be playing some more Dredge this afternoon. I'm doing this game for the next 2 hours and 15 minutes. Then we're gonna do about 3 hours of Dredge, and we got some Hogwarts Legacy coming in tonight as well. So I've got my schedule. This is my week. I stick to my schedule no matter what. When time's up for a game, time's up for a game. I've been letting myself off the chain lately and being like, I just am having fun. I'm gonna play this game as long as I want. But then I always regret it afterwards. I'm always like, damn, now I missed out on playing this game that I really like too. So we're definitely going to stick closer to the schedule this week. And we got a lot of exciting stuff this week, boys and girls. We're going to be finishing up our State of Decay 2 run tomorrow. I can almost guarantee we're going to be finishing that up. We've killed all the Plague Hearts. Now we have the final missions to go, and that's it. We may even start a new community tomorrow, although I think I might wait for a new community because on the 10th, they are coming out with an update for State of Decay 2, which is going to change the way the Plague Hearts work in the game, which I'm kind of excited about. I'm kind of excited to see what happens there. So we'll probably wait till that happens to start up a new community. But we got that going on tomorrow, and then also tomorrow is when the new Stellaris update comes out. And I am going to play Stellaris tomorrow, but I'm only going to play it for 3 hours. We're going to start our kingdom. We're going to start with I have a new race that I developed that I messed around with a little bit. And I want to try them out. They are actually and they actually have a government and factions and stuff like that you have to keep track of. And they take amenities. They're actually a sentient race. They aren't a robot race, but they actually take amenities. They take food. And I'm going to stick to my schedule this week. Yes, the new race needs to eat. They need amenities. They need more governance than the Omnian Replicators needed. And the Omnian Replicators, if you've not watched that series, boys and girls, oh my god, what a ride. What a ride. I will do it for only 3 hours. 3 hours. But, oh my god, what a ride the Omnian Replicators were on. I mean, I don't know how everybody feels about factions, those of you who play Stellaris, but I love the, not the factions, but the federations. I loved my federation. It was so awesome. My federation was so much fun to be part of. I brought no food with me, didn't I? But my federation was so much fun. We started it so early that by the end of the game we were level 5 federation, and and the crisis came, and we stomped out the crisis. Actually came through a wormhole in our system, and we stomped out the crisis. And then the Giants in the Playground event started, and we went and stomped out one of the Giants. We had a Federation fleet that was almost 300k strong all by itself. That combined with my Federation fleets, I was commanding like over 1 million worth of ships at one point. It was crazy nuts. We stomped out one, Giant in the Playground. And oh man, it was a crazy run. It was a crazy run. Everything that could happen happened. I mean, the other Giant in the Playground got a little frisky towards the end of the game. The other Giant in the Playground got a little freaking frisky. But by the end, we put him down. We were like, yeah, no, bud. Excuse me, Mr. Wolf. I was reliving my fun times in Stellaris. But yeah, if you haven't watched our Stellaris run, it was something else. I'm gonna try playing it. I think I played Stellaris. I think this last run I played it on, what is it? Was it Ensign difficulty? Is Cadet above Ensign or below Ensign? Because I'm gonna step it up one difficulty level this next time. I'm not ready to play it on like Captain and Admiral and Grand Admiral and stuff. I'm not that good. I mean, I've only played through the game once now. Cadet is below Ensign. So I was playing it on Cadet then. Okay, I was playing it on Cadet. Are calories from teas possible? Yes, they are. Calories from teas are very possible. So I was playing it on Cadet then. Well, and that was the main thing, Channel Servant. I wanted to get the basic mechanics down. I now understand the basic concepts of the game. I couldn't believe how many vassals I had. That was the crazy thing to me. And my first vassal, I vassalized myself. I mean, I went to the Avalonian policy and was like, hey guys, you were a first contact race. I let you go for free. Will you be my vassal? And they were like, sure. I was like, because I was this close to going to war with them and just taking territory from them. And then I was like, nah, let's try something else. I think by the end of that run, Channel Surfing, I had 2 Scalariums. I had 1 Bulwark and 1 is it a Prospectorium? A Prospectorum? I had like 1 of each of them, and I had two of the tech ones, and I had like 8 or 9. I had like 8 or 9 vassals by the end of that game. The entire map was just like full of people who just like were my vassals, and they were all 100% loyal. I was like, wow. See, we got some food. Hey, Venora, how you doing? Oh my goodness. Can we get a shout out for Venora Darkwolf? How are you? I hope you're having a good one. I hear a bear. There's the bear. I knew I heard a bear there somewhere.
But they don't ship to Canada right now, so I'm just like,
There we go.
yeah. What?
Oh,
It's Captain Grace. Oh gosh, it's the captain. Oh, I'm so sorry. How is he still walking?
Oh, excuse me. I have a wolf here. I was checking out your clip there, and now I got a wolf. Get out of here, son. Okay, I do not want to mess with Mr. Bear right now. The COD days, the COD days. I never got into COD. I like watching COD. I suck at games like those. I suck at games like those. I'm potato aim from the word go. So I watch them and enjoy them. I like watching Fortnite. I like watching COD tournaments. I enjoy it. I just know that I'm no good at it. So I just like, I'll leave it to somebody else to play it. I mean, I had fun back in the day. I have like almost 300 hours in PUBG. Because back in the day, me and a few other people would get together and we'd PUBG it a little. We'd PUBG it, but we'd do crazy stuff. It'd be me and Wiz Bowman and Val and Hyperman X, a couple other people. We'd get together and we'd play it on stream, and we'd win we'd get a chicken dinner every once in a while. We weren't horrible. We weren't horrible at it, but we get a little win here and there on it. But generally we didn't win. But we'd do wacky stuff. We'd be like, we'd get in the plane and we'd be like, okay, we're all gonna go jump out at like the 4 corners of the map or as far apart as we can from each other. We're all gonna grab a vehicle and meet in the middle. And we wouldn't even care about loot, and we'd just grab vehicles and go meet in the middle. We'd be like, that's our goal. Yes, we did it. So we'd have our own little personal goals we'd do. Oh, geez Louise. Seriously, Mr. Wolf? Seriously? But yeah, I was, oh, yes, yeah, baby, archery 5. Wow, what a day, what a day. We finally got our last badge. We got the expert trapper badge. Boop, boop. Nora, I was saying before, thank you for being that one that pushed me to do it. It was like, Atheenon, you need to start trapping them rabbits. You need to start getting them. And I was like, okay, Mom, I'll get the rabbits. Good God, I'll get the freaking rabbits, okay? And now I'm happy I did it, so. Thank you so much for pushing me to do that, Honora. I was telling chat, she bugs me to do it. I know she bugs me to do it out of love, though. It doesn't come from a place of hate. It comes from a place of love. It comes from a place of love. It never comes from a place of hate. That's always a good thing. We push those that we care about to do better, to be better, to get bigger, to get better. Ah, thanks, Benora. Love you too. Now I can say I have all the feats. Well, no, actually, I have all the feats, but it's still my saddest part is that in the great reset of 2019, I lost my Twilight badges. Oh, in the time capsule debacle, I lost my Twilight badges for 2018. Oh, it makes me sad. I have all the other badges. I'm gonna push you, but in D&D, nice. I have all I can. Yeah, I guess that's the way to look at it. I have all of them that I can. Yeah, in the great time capsule debacle. So when they first released time capsules for the game, I got super excited. And I was like, I want to play these. I want to play the old versions I never got to play. Unfortunately, they didn't have all the bugs worked out at that point. I didn't realize at that point, your badges, your feats, your key bindings even, were all saved in a file that was on your computer. That was not saved to the cloud. It was saved on a file that was on your computer. And so when you went and reverted the game into a previous version, it rewrote that file to match what that previous version had in place, which it didn't have badges, it didn't have feats, it didn't have the certain keybinds. And so it rewrote the file to accommodate that earlier version of the game. And so when you reverted back to the newer version of the game, guess what? That file had been rewritten, and now it didn't have your badges, your feats, or anything like that. They've since fixed it, I believe, but it was a little frustrating. It was a little frustrating back in the day. I'm not gonna lie. It made me super sad. There was a way around it, because when you reverted back to your current, when you would revert back to your current, like the current build, and you loaded into a file that you had activated those badges on, it would give them to you again, because it would basically update the file on your computer, being like, oh, this character has this badge, so we're gonna give it back to you. And so I got about half of my badges back, but I had to redo every challenge, including the mapping challenge, for a second time. Yeah, so I had to redo all the challenges. I had to redo half of my badges. Luckily, I had like a pilgrim character that I had just randomly given like 5 badges to. And so once I loaded him in, I got like half the badges back. I was like, thank God. But there were certain badges that I had to get back that I was like, oh, You're a pro getting those achievements, Atheenon. I do have to go back to work, but I want to give love, my friend. Keep pushing through. You can do it. And Nora and Valor Fox, thank you for the shout out and for being so sweet and awesome mods. Thank you so much. Oh, and thank you for the posture check too. Oh, have a great one, Venora, and have a good day at work. We'll see you later on. Bye. Lots of loves to you too. And please, everybody, go over and give Venora Darkwolf a follow. Give her some love. A lovely young lady who streams here on Twitch. There's a link right at the top of chat, right over there, I guess. All right, we're gonna pick up a few more cattails. I know I'm way overweight right now, but I'm like, you know, this is food. This is free food. This is free food. And we aren't even cold yet. We're just tired. I found that when you're tired and you just walk, when you're walking and you're tired, look at my health. I mean, I've been walking for a while and my health is still at, okay, can I get this to move? There we go. My health has only gone down 1%. 1%, that's all you lose. Being tired, unless you're like passing time doing something, being tired doesn't really affect your health that much. You can walk for a long ways completely tired before you'll start taking, before you'll see a noticeable amount of damage. Like I said though, if you pass time or, cook or do some sort of activity, you'll notice the health go down a bunch, but just walking, you'll barely even notice it. I hadn't even really noticed that we lost 1%. I'm gonna start a fire here and cook this meat up real quick, because this will do a couple things. This will get rid of some fuel, which is weighing us down because we are overweight as well. I think either that or we're just tired. I think we're just tired. But this will get rid of some fuel. Oh, I do need to drop the hides I have on me, because we do have some hides on us that we need to be curing here. Some rabbit and deer hides. Throw most of the sticks on here. There we go. There we are. We will travel to the other side of this cave before we go to sleep. I'm not... That way I can save myself a match. Oh, that's already cured. That's okay. I'll just drop it anyway. Those are fresh there. Okay. One thing I'm going to do here too is I'm going to drop these 5 pieces of metal, because this is the way we're going to come back. So I'm going to drop 5 pieces of metal here. I have a plan. I'm going to drop 4 wires. These are for Forlorn Muskeg and for Pleasant Valley. I probably will find more, but I'm basically leaving myself stuff, so and it also makes me weigh less too. I think I'm like 90% sure I fixed the transmitter in I'm like 95% sure I fixed it in Milton, but I'm gonna take along the necessary requirements for it anyway, and then I'm just gonna leave these here so that I can come back and get them. I know I need 10 total pieces of metal, but this is enough. I get more metal in Pleasant Valley. This is enough metal for Forlorn Muskeg. Now I could drink I guess I could drink a coffee. I will drink coffee before we go. There we go. Yum yum yum. And a yum yum yum. A yummy yummy. And yeah, we got plenty of water. Perfect. Oh, actually, hold on. Nope. I want to drink that coffee down. Oh, that's sucky. Okay. Grab a couple torches here. We'll make a little bit of water that we'll leave here as well. Because water, if you have a big fire like this, you can always make water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the water. Can I get my bedroll down anywhere? Oh, there's a spot right there. Sleep for 2 hours. And this way we'll have water when we get up. Unless it boils off. God, I have cooking 5, so it may boil off. That could have been a bad decision. Oh, it's almost boiled off. Oh, we got 15 minutes. We're good. Okay. We'll add one more stick to the fire. Now we have some energy, which is good. Got some energy so we can make our way through the cave. And then we can sleep on the other side and get our energy all the way back up, and by morning we'll be ready to go. See how that works? I'm gonna drink the rest of that coffee too, just to get rid of it. That's my acorn coffee. That's my acorn coffee. And we got coal respawns. Nice. The coal is respawned in here. That is beautiful. Well, you know, Channel Surfing, a lot of stuff you do in this game is all about time management and, like, playing the angles to get what you need while doing other stuff to get what you need. Because I wanted to have some water, but I wanted to also get some sleep. And I also wanted to have a fire still going, so when I got up, I didn't have to use another match to light a torch. So, you know, I was trying to work all those things in together so that I could have all my goals met at the same time. I mean, I could have done it where I got fire. I got water. And I slept. And oh wow, there's another deer over here too. Oh, good golly, Miss Molly. This is the game that just keeps on giving, baby. Oh, you just had to do this for me, didn't you, game? Didn't you? You just had to tempt me in. You songstress, you siren. Thank you, Mr. Is it Felix? Mr. F.
Come on.
Thank you for the follow, my friend. We're just gonna go with Mr. F. Cause that's easy for me to say. It's not a knock on your name. I just am horrible at screen names. And everybody in chat knows that, so please forgive me.
Come on, little fire.
But how you doing today, Mr. F? I hope you're having a grand day. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for following. Appreciate it. We still got a couple more hours of Long Dark too, so hang around. We got a couple more hours of Long Dark. We're gonna be playing some Dredge this afternoon, which if you've never seen Dredge is a fun little game. I thoroughly have been enjoying it so very much. I was gonna throw those on it. That torch is almost gone. Let's get our, oh wow, 2 kilos. 2 kilos of meat on that one, that ravaged deer corpse. That is awesome. Let's chuck those on the fire. 39 minutes apiece. Awesome. And then we can take the hide with our hands. Wow, that is awesome. And guess what we're gonna do? Because you can never have enough, boys and girls. I'll just do 1.5 liters in each one this time. Because we got a couple of guts here to get. I'm gonna get them with my hands. Wow. The long dark gods just keep giving. They keep giving the day.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Shh. Astrid, what if we told you about complaining? I know you're sad. I know the pack is really heavy. I know we have 9 liters of water on this. I know it's really heavy, darling. We got 9 liters of water on us, but it's gonna be fine. You're gonna be okay. We don't got very much further to go. Oh, there's a rope over there. I could not. If I picked up that rope, I really could not move at all. My character would just stop moving altogether. And that would be it. And by the way, boys and girls, thank you so much everyone who came over to YouTube this weekend and was watching on the YouTube side. I really appreciate all the support over there. You guys and gals have been amazing, not only with the support on my Saturday and Sunday streams over on YouTube where we play this character right here. We have been playing this character right here along with some other stuff for Signal Void. So Saturday, Sunday morning, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 Eastern. We start up, we play Long Dark for 4 hours every Saturday and Sunday morning on the YouTube side, and it's a lot of fun. You can see all of our exciting gameplays as well over there for all the other games that we play. So please feel free to go over there and give our YouTube channel a little subscribe. It doesn't cost you a dime to subscribe to the channel. We do have memberships available on the channel though as well. Our base membership is only $3 a month to support the channel over on the YouTube side. So and YouTube is amazing as far as the split with creators. They give creators 70% of the split, where Twitch and others give only 50%. So YouTube is very generous with their creators in that sense. They're one of the better ones, and I do have some exclusive content that goes up on YouTube as well. Right now we are doing a Witcher 3 run through. I've never played through Witcher 3 all the way before, and this is my first time playing through it. So it's kind of fun, and there's new episodes of that going up almost every weekday morning. Just the newest episode just dropped this morning, and it's been a lot of fun to play, and I think people have been enjoying it as well. So, okay, so we got all the fresh stuff off of us. Excellent. Let's go drop the meat outside real quick. So, thank you again, everybody, for the YouTube love. I appreciate that very much. And I've been trying to get more shorts. YouTube got that good algorithm. Yes, I finally got the good algorithm again, Channel Servant. Funny how for the first 3 months of this year, I was stuck at 4,950 subscribers. And then in late March, I contacted YouTube going, what's going on? Why is my channel just like stopped? I mean, I understand there's always going to be loss of subscribers as people go through and purge out old channels that they don't really watch or anything anymore. That's fine. I personally never delete channels that I've subscribed to because there must have been a reason I was interested in them in the first place. And so I like to give them the love. But, yeah, I was like, I contacted YouTube. I was like, what the heck is going on? And YouTube told me I needed to learn what my subscribers wanted to watch more. And I was like, no, that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking what's going on because according to my analytics, which I can see, my subscribers are watching the same amount of content they've always been watching. My subscribers are happy watching what I'm putting out. But my content's not being seen by people who are not my subscribers. And so I'm not getting any new subscribers because my content's being suppressed for some reason. And it all came back to LA Noire. LA Noire was the culprit. YouTube doesn't like LA Noire. It has some more adult, mature themes in it. And they don't like it. And so I was getting you know, deprioritized in the algorithm. And funny, ever since I talked to him, ever since I got a hold of him and made us think about it, I've now gained 100 subscribers between latter part of March and early part of May. Where I gained 0 subscribers, and I know there's fall off. I mean, there's always, I lose 1, I gain like 2 or 3. I lose 1, I gain 2 or 3, but that's normal. But I was at a flat line. And now in the last month and a few days, I've gained over 100 subscribers. Still losing some, but gaining some too. Yeah. It was very interesting. I mean, I'm sure I was just talking to a bot. I'm sure it was not like a real live person that I was talking to, but it is on the upswing now, channel surfing, which is good. And I think it does help that I'm putting out some shorts. My shorts have been getting traction. I've gained some subscribers off the shorts that I've been putting out, so you know that doesn't hurt either. So I think it's a combo wombo of a couple of things. Oh, the algorithm on YouTube sucks. I mean, discovery on YouTube is one of the hardest things you'll ever do. Because the algorithm on YouTube just sucks. Especially for those of us who have like no following, who aren't like viral hits and stuff like that. Those of us that just kind of grind on YouTube and put out videos and want people to see our content and hope new people see our content. You know, it's a grind and it's tough because YouTube doesn't give smaller creators a lot of traction on their platform. They just don't. They gave you a little bit of traction at the front end, but once you get to a certain point, they just kind of stop giving you any at all. Gotta head out now. Hope you catch some more dredge later. All right, have a good one, Ryan. Have a good one. Well, and plus channel surfing, I'm working on some more. Well, the shorts definitely help, and that's why I also say, boys and girls, if something fun happens on the stream, please make sure to clip it. I'm trying to go back through my streams and find good moments to clip out and make into like shorts to put up on YouTube, Instagram, and that sort of stuff, because those have helped a lot as well. And that's where the algorithm, even more than making short videos on YouTube, like under 20 minutes, the shorts is what they're pushing right now. Shorts is where everything's at. They want you to be pumping out shorts for them. Because they're trying to compete with TikTok. I mean, heck, my Escape the Pacific short that I put up yesterday of my raft flying away, I mean, it got like 1,700 views in like the first couple hours. Like, okay, cool. You know, so that's kind of neat. Ryan, take care though, and have a good day at school, man. Get that schoolwork done, buddy. I know you're almost there. And keep those Gundam models coming. I love seeing them. I love seeing the Gundam models. Oh, by the way, Ryan. Hey, Penguin, how's it going, buddy? Have you ever looked at It's a Gumpla? I'm gonna throw a channel up in chat right now. I don't know if he's still here or not.
I hate being cold because I really do.
One of my favorite YouTubers. I love Gundam. He's hilarious. But he also has a channel called It's a Gumpla where he actually does like Gumpla model kits, custom builds and stuff. So if you want to see some cool Gumpla stuff, go check it out. He's got some awesome stuff over on his channel. But yeah, go check him out. He's a really cool dude, but he also has some cool Gumpla builds. All right. Hey, it's our buddy, Mr. Stickman. How you doing, bud? He's like, Atheenon, I'm so happy to see you. I've got some cured birch for you. What'd you bring me today? Well, you know what I brought you today, buddy? You know what I brought you today? I brought you this can, because I love you. And I brought you this bottle of water, because I know you're a little thirsty. You can pour that water in your can, see, and you can have some good stuff, bud. See, I do things like this in game, but no one ever sees them. Hey, Stickman came out of boredom, Hercules. I mean, honestly, it did. I was just kind of bored one day. I was like, hey, I got a bunch of sticks. Let's do something with them. It's like it's our long dark art project, you know. It's a long dark art project. It just sort of happens. And then it sort of became a meme, you know. We sort of started doing it more. He's sticking around. He is sticking around. You're looking a little short on top here, buddy. There you go. Had to give him a little help there. He's looking a little he looked like he was maybe balding or something. I didn't want him to get all self-conscious, you know. I didn't want him to get self-conscious about anything, so figured I'd help him out there. Yeah, you know, Hercules, I know all too well about the things that we do when we're a little bored, and we just are like, you know, I want to do something fun. Now, I can't remember. I don't think the moose... Is the moose down here? I don't think he is. Let's go take a peek. Let's go take a peek today. We can look from the mountaintop here. See if the moose is up here. I know we have a bunch of cattails here still. There's deer out there for sure. Nah, the moose is up in the upper area. None of these trees are. There's usually a tree or two that's marked over here with moose marks. Nope, moose is up above. The moose is up above. I remember decorating Fallout 3. I was like, no one will ever appreciate this. That's why you take screenshots. Screenshots, my friend. And then you post them up and you go, look at my Fallout 3 shelter. That's why we do it. Don't be ashamed of your Fallout 3 shelter.
I can't feel my hands.
You know what we have, boys and girls? We have the ultimate in... Sit down, dear. Where'd that other arrow go? There we go. I'll have another deer down over here, which is good. I did hit the buck. It broke my arrow. That's why I didn't take him down, unfortunately. I shot a couple more desperation arrows after him. Makes me sad. Mr. Buck, where did you go? Uncle Buck! Uncle Buck! That game came out in 2008. 2008? That was a good year. I remember 2008, barely. So where'd the deer go? Oh, he just died. He just went right over here and died. Perfect. So we got 2 deer out here on the ice. One right near the shelter here. The other one over here. How much wood do I have on me? I got a little bit of fuel. We can do this. We can at least make a fire carcass, harvest them up. We aren't gonna get a Maglins fire, but I'm gonna try it anyway. I'm gonna see if I can. No, I didn't think so. But it's always good to check. There's been weather sometimes where I've been like, there's no way I'll get a Maglins fire today. I put it down and I'm like, okay, it's giving me a Maglins fire option. Must be a little ray of sunshine coming through somewhere. So I always check. You always want to check, just in case. Just in case, so. All right, we're gonna use our hacksaw and quarter the deer. Get nice and warmed up. Biggity bobbity boo. We chose wisely. I mean, the wind could shift any moment, but that could be a lot worse. Right now, the wind's behind the wind's coming from the other side of this rock. At the moment, like I said, it could change any moment. But for right now, we're sheltered. I'm gonna leave a little bit for the wolves. Starting fires is pretty tough in real life. Yes, it is. I mean, heck, even when I have matches and paper and wood, I still struggle to light a fire. To get one actually, like, going, you know? Oh, the wind shifted. The wind changed. I'm gonna blow my fire out. If it gets strong enough, it will. Yeah, even when I go camping, it's like, God dang it, why won't this fire start? They make it look so easy. I can't get, and I got matches, and finally I usually just get fed up with it, channel surfing, and I just douse, I like, get a little bit of like kerosene or something and just kind of pour a little bit over a log and put the log in the fire and just let it go to town. I give it a little start, you know. Yeah, exactly. I resort to chemical warfare. Exactly. I'm like, you know what? I tried to do it the nice way. I tried to make the fire the good way. I tried not to resort to this, but we're gonna resort to it now. Because you just are gonna be obstinate, Mr. Fire. I tried to do it the good way. I tried to be a good guy about it, but no. You won't let me. So we gotta resort to the chemical warfare stance. The scorched earth stance. We will go get that other deer tomorrow. Right now, I just want to get a little water, if I can. That was just in time, because this wind is now picking up. And my milkshakes, my meat shakes will bring all the wolves to the yard. Damn right. Better than y'all's. Oh, Yeah. But definitely, boys and girls, if you want to see more of my shorts, go over to YouTube. Also, follow me on Instagram. I've been actually posting all my shorts up on Instagram. And I know Instagram is sometimes one of those where it's a little easier for people to, like, just pop in, check out a few things on a profile or whatever, than trying to find shorts on YouTube. So, you know, if you want to catch up on that, there you go. You can go check out all of our shorts over on Instagram. It's funny because I actually get more views of my shorts on Instagram than I do on YouTube. Sometimes the YouTube ones do really well, but I guess on Instagram they're known as reels because they're real. I guess they're real. Are they real? I don't know. I think most of the stuff on Instagram's fake, especially most pictures of most of the people that are on Instagram are pretty damn fake. Fake and filtered. Let's just put it that way. It's the F and F. It's fake and filtered. I love this track. Sorry, I just... I love this track. I had to be quiet in reverence for the track. I love that track. I wish I could just have 24-hour music in this game. It would be so fantastic. Hey, Mr. Stickman, do you mind if I just lay down here next to you and kind of take a nap for a little while? No problem, Atheenon. I'll protect you. Well, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. You're very nice. You're a scholar and a gentleman, my friend. All right. Got the hat done up right. Let's just go grab a little more food. I'm mainly doing this because I want to have... This is like a major... This cave is sort of a major thoroughfare for me. Between Milton and Forlorn Muskeg. I stop in this cave quite a bit. So it's kind of an important place to have food, to have water, to have fuel. Not that I would ever burn you, Stickman. I would never do such a dastardly deed. Unless I was really desperate. But it's a good place to have all those items. So you can just travel through and grab them and go. Yeah, see, now we're a wee bit on the heavy side, but we do have some stuff we need to break down. We need to break down some of these torches. We need to break down some of these, yeah, that arrow. We need to break down. And we will actually leave most of our fuel here. I don't need the fuel going up into, I don't need the fuel going up into Milton proper. Or Mountain Town proper. I always call it Milton. I think of that whole region up there as Milton. It's Mountain Town. But I always think of it as Milton. Because I think this is the Milton Basin, so I think of that entire other area as Milton as well. Yeah, we can drop a little bit of stuff here. We will have to drop a little bit of stuff here if we want to climb. I could probably leave behind my pry bar because we've pry barred pretty much everything in Milton that can be pry barred. I do need to repair the hacksaw at some point. I use the hacksaw now for a lot of stuff. I don't really need that much leather on me either. So what we can do... I wish there was a container down here. That's the only thing that kind of sucks. I'm not going to pick up 50 stones to make a container. I know, I'm not going to pick up 50 stones to make a container. That's just not what I'm going to do. Oh, we're underweight already. Because we can go up to 40 when we're all rested. Okay, never mind. I was thinking we needed to drop a bunch of weight, but we don't. We're good. We're good. We're just tired. We're just super duper tired. Which affects stuff. Oh, and by the way, with the Instagram, boys and girls, I am an Instagram model. Since anybody on Instagram can claim they're a model, I am an Instagram model, and I wish to be referred to as one. So,
Need some water.
that's just my thing. I'm an official Instagram model. Hit me up in my DMs. Hey, since anybody on there can call themselves a model, I think I can call myself a model, okay? What, am I that hideous? Jeez. Actually kind of nice weather out. I'm almost thinking to go in and get that other deer right now. I think that'd be a great idea. Let's do that. Oh, there's an Aurora out. Never mind. An Instagram Gundam model. Ooh. Yeah. Oh no, I know I'm not hideous. I know I'm not hideous. I'm average. I'm like a 5.5. I'm maybe like a 6 on a good day. You know, if I actually clean myself up, I make myself presentable. I'm like a 6 on a good day. I know my place. I know my place. I know my role. I've had enough female feedback over the years to know my role, to know my place. It's like, you know. I love these people who walk around saying they're 10s all the time. I could be a near 8 with filters. I could be a near 8 with filters. Yeah. I love these people who walk around saying they're 10s all the time. It's like, no, you aren't a 10. Trust me, darling. You aren't a 10. You're not a 10. There's very few what I'd call 10s in the world. You know, there's a movie called 10. It starred a gal named Bo Derek. Go look at her, and if you find yourself more attractive than her in that movie, then you can call yourself a 10. All right? Then you can call yourself a 10. And be honest. Are you more attractive than Bo Derek in that? They're on a 100 scale, though. See, the thing is, I've never ever thought it was bad to be average. If you're average, you're like most people. If you're part of the most people, then you're average. There can be situational 10s though. Any girl in my math program was a minimum 8+. Well, but see, that I'm just talking pure looks. I mean, you take. See, the thing is, looks get you in the door. Bottom line, looks get you in the door. Everything else you bring to the table after that is a bonus, and it can add or subtract. I've known very attractive ladies who had horrible personalities, and I'd say they were maybe like 7s or 8s, you know, on an attractiveness scale, but their personalities made them 3s, and I didn't want to even be around them. Where I've known gals who were 5s or 6s or 4s. But they're like amazing people that have great personalities. I always went off the theory that girls and guys who were very attractive and very popular, say in high school, they almost never had to develop a personality to compensate for the lack of attractiveness. So later in life, and this is just a generalization, it's not for everybody, but a lot of them never had to develop that personality because they got so much attention just because of their persona, of what they projected, of their looks, and you know, or maybe of being the football star or whatever. And those of us who were not extremely popular, extremely attractive in high school, we had to kind of develop that to compensate for the lack of. Which I think in the long run benefits us in a way. Sure, is it painful to not be, you know, going out with the cheerleader of the, well, I didn't really ever like the cheerleaders, but is it one of those things where it's like, man, it would have been nice to be able to be one of the popular kids in high school or whatever, but I don't know. I think there's upsides and downsides to it. And I'm not saying for everyone it's that way, but I think for a large, I knew quite a few, I'd say the popular people in high school who I've met years later, and I'm just like, wow, you just really, they're the ones that kind of relive the glory days. They're always kind of stuck in the, man, high school was so great. That's like, well, yeah, high school was fun, I guess. I mean, I was honestly kind of bored out of my mind, but no wonder your personality is so great. Hey, Jolly Orange, how you doing? I became a bit of a joker. Well, and all of us, you know, that's the thing. Is like I became the brainy nerd in high school. I just focused totally on my academics and learning stuff and nerding out on stuff. And I just accepted my role, and I was like, okay, that's what I am. I'm not gonna worry about it. It sucked. I mean, at the time, it hurt, and it was kind of painful. But it was like, okay, well, whatever. What am I gonna do about it? I'm gonna sit here and whine and cry about it. No, I'm just gonna go out and do the best I can. So. It's the old when life gives you lemons, you make some lemonade. But, you know, it made me value friends that I really had back then because they really, you know, they cared about the true me, you know? They cared about the true me. I was just bored and read fantasy novels. Yeah, I was bored and I read a lot too. I was a avid reader in high school. Because I honestly was bored. I mean, I never did my homework. I never really did homework. I never studied. I just showed up and got B's, and I was like happy with that because I just didn't care. So for me, school was never hard, but I never applied myself either because I honestly I was just bored. I was bored most of the time. Even the AP classes I was in were kind of boring. I just didn't. I was fast. I loved to learn. Don't get me wrong. But I was just kind of bored by the whole thing. I think one of my favorite classes, and it sticks to me this day, is in my first year in high school, I think it was, I had the option of taking a full year of history, but I'd only receive a half a year of credit for it, but it was like it was a more detailed history class. It looked at history in a more detailed sense, I guess. And I took it because I loved history. And I'm so glad I did because the history teacher, Mr. Embry, was one of the most amazing teachers I've ever had. He made history come alive. And he made history so fascinating on every level. We had no tests in the class. We had a couple tests. We had a couple essay tests where he just wanted to know what we thought about stuff. But it was never like, you know, right or wrong answer type stuff. It was just like you went there to learn. It reminded me a lot of some of the college classes that I took later on, where it wasn't so much tied into a grade as in this is what, you know, can you show me what you've learned? Show me what you learned in this class. And it was really good. It was really good. And I love, and Mr. Embry was a great guy. I mean, I loved his teaching. I loved how he taught his history class. He made history really come alive, and I can never thank him enough for that. But honestly, it also poisoned the well a little bit, because after having his class, I found most classes pretty damn boring. I loved my science classes. I loved my physics class. I didn't like chemistry as much. I loved physics because physics is more hands-on. At least our physics teacher was more of a hands-on kind of guy. He had a lot of like experiments and stuff for us to do, and I like the experimental part of physics. Like, how do things react to each other? How do they function? How do they interact? How do they work? You know, and so that was you know, it was a great physics class, and I love that. Chemistry and biochem, I wasn't too much into. They do have some application stuff in them, but a lot of it is very theoretical. There's a lot of theoretical stuff that went into them as well that I that's why I didn't never like calculus and stuff, is it's all theoretical math. It's like, am I ever going to use this in my real life? No, not really. So why do I care? Yeah, in my last year of high school, it's so funny. I had all the credits I needed to graduate high school before my last year of high school. So my last year of high school was basically I probably at that point, if I had been smart, and this wasn't a big option back in the 80s, you were just expected to go through 12th grade in high school. That was just how it was. There was not an early graduation type option. I probably should have been smart and gone and started taking some college courses when I was in my senior year of high school. Because it was just a goof off year. I did nothing in my senior year of high school. I think I had like 2 credits that I needed to get in my senior year of high school that I knocked out in the first semester, and then the rest of the year I just goofed off and played. They had put pinball machines and Castlevania and a Castlevania machine in the school. There was there was a pinball machine in Castlevania, and I just goofed off and played those for the rest of the year. I never went to my classes. It was the first time I ever got like a D or an F in a class, because I just didn't give a crap. I was going to community college next year. Guess what? Community college, if my grade, they didn't care about my grades. They just wanted my money. So, and I really didn't want to go to college. It's just back in the 80s, you were very much expected, well, even being intelligent that young, you still have, yeah, exactly. You have no world. That's the thing. Is like I have no illusions that I was a pretty smart kid, but I had very narrow view of how the world actually worked. I had a very narrow view of how it worked, and a very narrow perspective on it, which you can only get with time. There's no way to get that perspective without going through things in life. It's sort of like playing the long dark. You can't get better at the long dark if you don't play the game. You can't get better at life if you don't play the game. If you don't go through it, you can't get better, and you have to try to get better as you go along. If you just stick stubborn in your ways, you're never going to get better. And hi, Nana Plays, how you doing? And I'm a pretty stubborn guy. I get my feet planted, and I just go, no. I get my feet planted, and I dig my heels in, big time. And that's something I've had to fight all my life, because I've done that. And it's to my own detriment. It's my own stubbornness, and it's to my own detriment to do that. And I know that, but knowing it and doing something about it are 2 completely different things. And so I fought that all my life to be a little more flexible. And I think I'm more flexible now than I ever have been, ladies. had to do that. You know, I'm more flexible now than I ever have been in my life. There's still things that I am inflexible on. You know, throughout life, you learn. Throughout life, if you think of life kind of like a crucible, you always want your ideas and your perspectives to be challenged, because it'll either A, make you either soften or change your perspective or your idea, or B, it will temper that idea, strengthen it, make you believe it even stronger, but it's good to have it questioned, because an idea that is never questioned is a bad thing. An idea that is never questioned, never challenged, leads to many, many bad things. We've seen that throughout history, where ideas that are not questioned, that are not talked about, that are not debated, those ideas have led to some of the worst atrocities in humankind. And you need those ideas in your own personal life also challenged and also debated and also, you know, sort of like looked at again and again, because you may be wrong. I mean, when I was 18, God, I had the world. I knew everything. I wish, you know, I had everything figured out when I was 18. Everything. And believe me, if you didn't think I had everything figured out when I was 18, I would tell you I had everything figured out. I was very willing to tell you I had everything figured out. So, if you didn't believe me, I'd tell you. You know, Laka, we did have classes back then to learn everyday things. We had this little class called home economics, where I learned to sew, I learned to bake. Yeah, they used to call it EC. Yeah, home EC. Exactly. Exactly. Living. You're right there with me. Yeah, I learned to sew. I sewed. I made stuff. You know. Oh, we all had it figured out at 18. Oh, Nana, There is nobody who has it more figured out than somebody who's between the ages of 18 and 21. I loved my home ec class. My mom still has an apron that I made for her in home ec. Love you, Mom. But also, thank you, Himbrot, for the little nice speech there. I appreciate that. I had to teach my friend how to use a washing machine. Yeah, I mean, we had home ec. We had auto shop. We had woodworking. We had just regular shop, where a lot of people looked at shop as like a blow-off class. I enjoyed shop. I got to work with wood, metal, glass. I got to etch glass. I got to etch a mirror. There was all sorts of cool stuff I got to learn in shop class that you didn't learn in other classes. We had an auto mechanics shop. I enjoyed stuff like that. Guess what? We had economics class. And in economics class, we learned how to use a checkbook. We learned about money and stuff like that in the economics class. I mean, I don't know. There's so many kids out there that aren't just learning basic living things. And yes, some of that is on the parents. I'm not gonna absolve parents of that responsibility. Parents need to be teaching their kids these things as well. But, you know, back in the day, the schools felt that it was important to teach these things too. We had actual like, what are they called? What are those classes called? Where you learn stuff like being an auto mechanic, being a plumber. God, the words slipping my mind. They aren't college classes. It's a different kind of trades. Yes, trade classes, vocational. Exactly. Trade classes and vocational classes. That's what schools are missing these days. That's what they need to have back. Because guess what, boys and girls? Is a plumber's job a glamorous job? Hell no. But you know what this world's always going to need? It's always going to need somebody to fix the frickin' plumbing. It's always going to need somebody to fix the frickin' electricity. It's always going to need people to clean the sewers, to do all those dirty jobs. And those jobs pay good cash. Pay good cash. I saw this video on YouTube the other day that I thought was hilarious. They were asking people, just random people on the streets, would you rather have a high-level job that you got paid no money for, or clean sewers for $100,000 a year? It was shocking how many people were like, oh, I'll take the high-paying job. I don't want to clean the sewers. I'll take the high-status job with no pay. I was like, give me the sewer job for $100,000 a year. Are you kidding me? I'll go clean the frickin' sewers for $100,000 a year? What has happened? What is going on these days? What is actually happening? I know the techs at your auto, they make over $100 an hour. I know. Well, I mean that is a skill that's just gone though in the world. I mean, most kids these days, they don't know how to change a flat tire. And again, it's nothing. I'm not saying they're stupid. I'm just saying they have never been taught the skills to deal with those situations. They've been told, oh, just call up an Uber, call up a Lyft, call up AAA. They'll come and do it for you. It's like those are some like basic skill type things that are really good to have. Even if you hardly ever use them, it's really good to have some of those skills, because those are skills that will translate to so many other things in life. Oh, it's 99%. My whole goal lately has been to get all these deer hides curing, because I have 2 things of deer hide clothing that are getting kind of wrecked. But yeah, those vocational skills, the trades, they aren't pretty, but the paychecks are really nice. The paychecks are really nice, and everybody always complains about, I can't make a living wage. Well, you know what? If you have a good trade skill, guess what? You can make a living wage. People in trade skills generally make a good living wage. Yes, they work a lot of hours. Yes, they are kind of crappy jobs. They are demanding, but they make a good living wage on a general whole. I have a friend who's a plumber, and he makes 6 figures a year. I mean, plumbers. Yeah, they make 6 figures a year. I mean, it's
1,337
oh, thank you, Hoosier,
X9.
for the 9 bits. You know, it's not glamorous work, but man, it is good. It pays good, and he supports his whole family on it. I think there's just become such a stigma over the last 20, 30 years of blue collar jobs where, you know, and I think the colleges are the schools are partially at fault for this. It started back in the 80s. I saw it at the latter part of the 80s with a big push that everybody needs to go to college. And it's like, no, not really. Maybe a third of the people in the United States need to go to college. Because there's not that many. How many college graduates do you know who are working as baristas? Waiting for their break to get into the field that they want to get into. I mean, we need more people in the trades. And this push to college is nothing but a push by the colleges to you know, make themselves money. Because guess what? It's a business. College is a business. Higher education is a business. And the amount of monies they get from governments is insane. It's an insane amount of cash they get from governments. You know what? We're going to leave this here for Mr. We're going to leave him the gun. Well, there's trade colleges here as well. And see, that's the thing is I don't put trade colleges in there with the universities. I would say there's a difference between trade college and university. And a trade college is, you know, and having to have a little bit of college like that, I guess, is fine. I personally don't see the point of it. I don't see the point of why you have to have a degree in sociology. Now, did you have to have the degree in sociology to work in auto, or was that just you got one? Because I have a degree in architectural drafting. I have an associate's in architectural drafting. As I was paying my plumber $800 for a serious repair, he lamented that he could find no one interested to continue his business when he retires. Yeah, isn't that crazy, Miss Pac-Man? And I bet you his business is a profitable business too. College and universities have always been different here. Yeah, it's muddled here. It really is muddled here in the States, Honora. I have my honors math, and I work in environmental consulting. There you go. Yeah, I personally found, see, for me, I found that I loved working in retail, which I know sounds weird. People are like, why would you want to work in retail? I loved retail. I always have. I started out working in comic book shops.
No power
I worked in other places. Hey, Serena, why weren't you following? What the what? I started working in comic book shops. I enjoy working with people. I'm kind of a recluse a hermit in most of my life, but I find that I really enjoy working with people and in a business environment. And for me, that's sort of a safe area, I guess. And so yeah, I always enjoyed retail, and I loved it. I loved working in it. I've done retail for probably half of my life. Probably the most miserable I ever was working as an independent contractor for the Oregonian. That was the most miserable 10 years of my life. I absolutely hated life at that point. The job sucked. I made really good money. I mean, I was making over 6 figures a year. I have never been a member of a union. No. Nope. I've never been a member of a union. I've always gone for independent people. I've always wanted a personal relationship with my boss. I know unions have a place, but it never attracted me. I always went for more of a personal note with my boss. And all my bosses have generally been really, really, really good. So, and I've highly respected all the people that I've individually worked for. I always worked in small business though. I never really worked. I had a stint where I worked as a stalker at Fred Meyer's for about a year, and it was okay. It wasn't my thing. It was okay. But yeah, I usually would look for smaller retailers that I go for.
No power in the verse can
What?
stop me.
Yeah, Twitch does that sometimes. I'll tell you, Hercules, Twitch does that sometimes. They will unfollow you from people sometimes. I've had people that I've been subbed to that I've somehow unfollowed. I'm like, if I'm subscribed to the person, how would I have unfollowed him? Now, it could be you accidentally clicked on the unfollow button, but it actually gives you a warning to say, hey, are you sure you want to unfollow so-and-so? So it's hard to say that you could accidentally unfollow somebody in this day and age of Twitch. It used to be you could accidentally unfollow. By just clicking the button on accident, it would just like pop you off of whoever you're following. But it's kind of hard to do that these days. But thank you for the follow again.
Looks like I made it through another night.
But yeah, for me, you know, I always liked retail. I always liked working for smaller businesses. Small business, I think, is the heart of pretty much any thriving economy. Is the small business owner and the small business. Without that, I have nothing against big business. I know it has a role too, but small business is the lifeblood of everything.
1,337 Dex 10.
Oh, thank you, Hoosier, for the 10 bits as well. And I've always tried to, you know, try to go for the small businessman if I had the opportunity. So I'm gonna take that one. Those are cured, lovely. Those are all still fresh. And I'm gonna take that one. I'm gonna leave the rest of these. These can cure down here. There we go. Okay. Are we good to climb? We're good to climb, boys and girls. We're good to climb. Back into Milton we go. I got my meat I messed up my meat, okay? It bothers me. We got plenty of food, we got some water, we got some fuel back there, we got some hides curing, we got some birch, we got some maple. That is a base. That is a base right there. Do you choose Pierre or Jodemart in Stardew Valley? I don't play Stardew Valley a lot. I played a little bit of it, and I forget which one I chose. It's been a long time since I played Stardew Valley, like years. I just couldn't get into Stardew Valley. I just could not get into it. The only answer is Pierre. Okay. Joja for min-max runs, Pierre for casual. Stardew just never really attracted me a lot. I don't know why. I just couldn't get into it. The funny thing is, these days, channel surfing, what you see is big business moving out. Walmart moved 2 or 3 of its stores out of Portland. They were like, bye. They're like, see you later. It's funny, too, because all these people started crying that they were moving out. It's like, wait a second. I thought Walmart's the great evil. Don't you want them to leave? Why the sudden turnaround?
Sure getting cold.
I don't even hold it against Walmart. Walmart's Walmart. It's always going to be Walmart. There's always going to be some Walmart or something. I mean, before that, it was Freddy's, Albertsons, Safeway. I mean, you know, they got their place. I don't choose to go to some of them sometimes, but I use my little Walmart. I got a Walmart food place right down the way. It's the only one within walking distance of me, really. I'm like, okay, whatever. It's not too bad. I know where everything is in there, so that's a nice thing.
Wait.
I know you're a little cold, my lady.
Warming up a bit.
But, you know, people are holding Walmart a little more accountable these days, which is good. I think business always needs to be kept in check. Always needs to be good checks and balances between business and business getting too big for its own britches. Because we don't want to live in a we don't want to have a what is it called when businesses like are the government. Well, I mean, sort of businesses kind of do a lot of government stuff, which is really annoying. But there's actually a word. Is it a corpo? Is it a corpo? Corpo tag? No, corpo government, or I forget what it's called. It's like being a megacorp in Stellaris. Where basically the entire thing is run by it. Which you gotta watch out for that. You don't want that happening. Whether it's Walmart or Twitter or Facebook or any of those. We don't want any of those entities running the whole show. That is dangerous. Corporatocracy. Corporotocracy. Yes, I think that is the word. Oregon was cool when I visited. That's where I got dysentery. Did you get dysentery and die on the way? Was it on a trail, Hercules? Was it on a trail? On the trail, yep. I hear you there. Sorry, I haven't talked to my son in a little bit, so I was messaging my kiddo, seeing how he's doing at college. Ryan Martini came in earlier and reminded me to do that. It reminded me to do that. So. Oregon does have a lot of good outdoor activities. The thing, I'm not a big fan of Portland, but the nice thing about this area is that the beach is very close and the mountains are very close. So you can go one way or the other, and you got beach one direction, mountains the other direction, and it's fun. Now Portland itself, it's kind of a cesspool, but you could like I was saying the other day, you couldn't pay me to go to downtown Portland these days. Not going to downtown Portland, period. I'll stick to the outskirts, the little towns, the little suburbs. There's lots of fine places out there. But there's a lot of good outdoor activities, yes, indeed. $610 rent in College Town, dang. Why not Portland? Portland used to, I grew up around the Portland area. I didn't grow up in Portland myself, but my grandma lived in Portland. Portland was like going to the big city. I'm a small town guy, first of all. I don't like big cities. They freak me out. I don't like skyscrapers and stuff. They're just huge. That being said, I can deal with it most of the time, but I don't like Portland downtown, especially. I actually delivered newspapers in downtown Portland for about a year and a half when I was doing my run with the Oregonian. Yeah, it's really startling at 2-3 a.m. in the morning. There's no, well, and it's even gotten more disturbing in the last few years with the protests and them refusing to do anything about the protests and them letting them loot businesses and not protect the businesses. Our business, I mean, personally, our business got broken into after all this crap started going down. Our business was broken into several times, and on several occasions, the police didn't even come out. They just had more important stuff to take care of. They would come out later, but they just had more important stuff to take care of.
Kind of heavy.
And the unfortunately the way that Portland treats its homeless population is disgraceful. They basically just try to put band-aids on it all the time instead of like helping them out and actually making their lives better. They just let them they basically let them just camp wherever they want with no restrictions, and it's turned the city into a really unsavory place. And I saw a lot of it, like I said, when I was doing the Oregonian routes back in and this was back in early 2000s. It was already starting to go downhill back then, and it's only spiraled out of control even worse now. You cannot walk in downtown Portland more than a block without being, without having to step around people who are camping on the sidewalks, who are who are struggling and getting no help, and it makes me sad more than anything. It makes me sad. They basically, it's one of those things where they let people get away with so much that they just exasperate the problem. And Portland has become known. It's become known as a magnet for the homeless and for people who are struggling, which is fine and dandy if you can actually like support them, give them help, get them a hand up, get them off the streets, get them a place to be, a place to live. But Oregon gives no incentive that way. I mean, there are a lot of private shelters in Oregon, but the private shelters in Oregon, they're no drug, no alcohol shelters, and a lot of people don't want to do that. And there's no penalties for public drunkenness. There's no penalties for accosting people on the streets. There's no penalties for outright violence towards people on the streets. The DA is not prosecuting any of those crimes at all. They're just letting them go. And it shows. Businesses are fleeing downtown Portland all the time. You can look it up online how many businesses have left downtown Portland that have literally been there for generations. And they are just packing up and going. Because they don't want to deal with the crime. They don't want to deal with homeless people in front of their buildings not being, they don't want to deal. I mean, they are literally having people use the sidewalks as public restrooms, and they just don't want to deal with that anymore. And it's sad. It really is. It makes me sad because I remember Portland when I was growing up. My grandma would take us down to the fountain, the downtown fountain, on hot days, and we could go play in the fountain and have fun. And it was a safe place for a grandma to take their 7-8-year-old grandkid. And it's not anymore. It's changed so much. And it makes me kind of sad because I think we've lost something. New York City's hilarious. All the Fifth Avenue shops are long gone. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, people, and that's why I was saying people were getting upset with like two of the Walmarts that shut down here in Portland were in some of the, I would say one of them is in an area that we call in Portland, we call Felony Flats. It's a place in Portland that is actually nicknamed Felony Flats. Guess why it's called Felony Flats? Felony Flats. It's because a lot of crime happens there. It is a crime, prostitution, and drug area. And there was a Walmart that was located there that is closing down. And people are like, why are they leaving? Because they have no way of, the two Walmarts, yep. Because they were losing so much money in theft that they couldn't stay. They just were like, no, we just aren't gonna stay. We aren't gonna stay. Honolulu is like a zombie paradise. Good YouTube videos of some of the hottest areas of Brooklyn, Manhattan, all deserted. Oh yeah. Big cities have a big. I think big cities have are going to face a. Not revolution. That's the wrong word. I think a lot of big cities in the near future are going to face some very tough decisions, I guess, where they're going to have to decide to keep doing things the same way they're doing and watch people just continue to flee them. A reckoning is a good way of putting it. Or they're going to have to actually change what they do. Oh, did I already fix this? No, I didn't fix this yet. Well, I'm glad I brought all this stuff with me. But they're going to have to change. They're going to have to change what they do. Because they're going to definitely they need some reinvigoration. They need some new ideas. They need some smarter people running the show. And unfortunately, the people running the show right now are not the brightest bulbs in the packet. I'm just saying. And I don't care whether they're blue or red. The politicians running the shows in towns are just generally not a lot of really smart people. All they're caring about is appealing to the lowest common denominator and making themselves little brownie points to get themselves reelected next cycle. I have no charcoal on me. I was gonna map that. I need 5 pieces of metal to fix that now. See how I had that battery warehouse there? Speaking of human warehousing, I had that battery warehouse there. Hey, Wolfish, how you doing? You made it back after games left terrible pirating ship driving? I know, I did. But yeah, it's you know, it's part of urbanization with any sort of and honestly, I'm not saying small towns are the answer. You need big towns. You need big urban development areas. That's just part of life. It's a lot easier to handle a lot of social issues in smaller towns in some ways, because when you have a smaller town, you'll have a homeless person or the town drunk or whatever you want to call them, but everybody knows who they are. They look out for them. You know, the sheriff looks out for them. It's one of those things where it's like they're there, but they don't become. I think in a large town situation, there's a tendency for people to become very faceless, which I think is super sad. I mean, it makes me sad just thinking about it. That people become so faceless in a society like that, that people just stop caring. Because it all becomes noise at that point. It all becomes noise, and it becomes not your problem anymore. Where in a small town, or in a smaller town, it's more of a personal level type thing. You're more personally vested in the situation. You're more personally vested in helping those people out because you know them. You probably know their family. You probably know somebody specifically directly related to them. Where in the big towns, it becomes that faceless mass of people that it's just like, oh, it's just another one of those people. Which is a sad commentary on human nature in a way. But it's what happens. I think though we need to rise above it though. You know, we need to rise above it. And help out where we can. I mean, well, and honestly, faces, it's a fine line. It's a fine line to walk between those that really want to change their situation and those who do not. Because there is, whether you want to admit it or not, there is a segment of people out there who don't want the responsibility, who don't want to have to go to a job, worry about, you know, or they're caught up in a lot of things. They're caught up in drugs. They're caught up in alcohol. They're caught up in a mental situation that they can't get out of. There's a lot of things that go on, and it's hard to, you can't lump everybody into one group, but it becomes lumped into one group at some point. And that, I think that's the thing that we really need to keep mindful of, you know, especially with things like, there's never, I hate it when politicians try to give us a one-size-fits-all solution to, say, homelessness. I mean, Portland has had a 10-year plan to end homelessness for the 50 years that I've been alive. So for the 50 years that I've been on this planet, Portland has had 10-year plans to end homelessness. It's still not ended homelessness. And honestly, it's like Portland has this stupid thing where they have a zero, they're trying to do a accident-free thing, you know, where it's like we want to have 0 accidents in Portland on the streets. And it's like, well, unless you have no cars on the street, well, you're gonna have accidents. It's called an accident for a reason. Even if you have 0 cars on the street, there's gonna be accidents, because you can't do away with delivery trucks and stuff like that. There has to be some way to get goods and services from point A to point B. It's a nice idea, but it's a pipe dream, and it's a stupid pipe dream. And to have a, you know, their 10-year plans to eradicate homelessness, they've been doing it for the last 50 years. And it's a great idea, but it's a great bumper sticker, but it's not very realistic, I guess. It's not a realistic way to look at things. Well, and I think a lot of it comes down to, I've known a couple people who were homeless before, and honestly, those people, the person I know, they know who they are. If they're watching my channel, they know who they are, and they know they know I talk about it every once in a while. But the person I know had basically burned their bridge with every family member and every friend that they had, because they had an issue with alcohol. They had an issue with alcohol and a slighter issue with drugs. And they couldn't hold down a job. They couldn't hold down, you know, a life outside of basically couch surfing and kind of bumming off their friends. And there comes a point where, you know, your friend will be like, oh yeah, you know, I'll take you in, I'll help you out. But, you know, 5-6 months into it, you're like, okay, are you gonna go get a job anytime soon? Is this gonna be a thing forever? You know, there comes a point where compassion can be taken advantage of, and I think that's when people start, when you feel like your compassion is being taken care of, that's when you start being less compassionate. And unfortunately, it happens all too often where people will take your compassion that you have and they will just use it and kind of take it for granted. And unfortunately, you know, compassion has a expiration date, I guess. If you don't see anything changing, because we as human beings want to be compassionate. Why do you think we as human beings in general have a soft spot for wounded animals, for small children? It's in our nature to be compassionate to those that A, cannot take care of themselves, and B, are either hurt or in a weaker position than we are. It's just human nature to have that compassion in the first place. You know, I'm not talking about the psychos out there who are sociopaths. That's a whole nother conversation. Because I know those people exist. I'm just talking in generalities. In generalities, humankind is pretty compassionate. But we tend to expect a reciprocation to our compassion, being especially in the situation where somebody is benefiting from our compassion. We expect them to reciprocate by making an effort to get out of the situation that we are trying to help them get out of. And when we don't see them getting out of it, we start to harden ourselves a little bit to it. And you know, and it's a cycle that you get vicious. You get, yeah, you get, you know, it's a cycle you get caught in, and it's hard to get out of. So I try to be as compassionate as I can, but you know, it's hard to be compassionate after you've seen a lot of stuff. I think the older I think that's one thing that us older people need to really work on, is not let the experiences that we have had in the world let us become more
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
bitter towards the world, I guess. Because as you get older, you've seen a lot. You've seen a lot of stuff. You know the other S word I'm searching for. You've seen a lot of stuff, and it does change you in a way. When you're young, and the young have a very not easy time, but they have a perspective of the world that leads them to be a lot more forgiving and compassionate of their fellow man. And the older we get, we've seen a lot. We've been in the trenches. And we've seen a lot of stuff go down. And it does jade us a little bit, and we have to be very wary of becoming too jaded. And I fight that all the time. I get very jaded sometimes about things, and I gotta pull myself back from being that jaded about stuff. And I think we all do. And I think it gets a lot harder when you get older. I've seen things. I've seen things out there, boys and girls, that you wouldn't imagine. I've been propositioned in the middle of my paper route in the morning at 2 in the morning. Propositioned, I tell you. And I was propositioned in the middle of doing my paper routes. No joke. I don't even kid. I don't even kid. The part of Portland that I was delivering newspapers in was all locked buildings. I had a handful of keys, like a big mass of keys to get into buildings in the area I was delivering papers in, because it was that bad a neighborhood. You just had to have a key just to get into the building. And I would have on average probably 1 to 2 pimps a week come up to my car, because I'd be driving along trying to find the building that I needed, and they'd come up and they'd be like, "Hey man, what you looking for this morning?" And I'd be like, "I'm delivering the newspaper." And they're like, "Oh, no problem, man. Don't worry about it. It's okay. It's cool. It's cool." So yeah. I mean, after I did it long enough, they sort of knew they sort of knew who I was. But man, I've seen things. I've seen some things out there, boys and girls. Things you would not believe. The stories I could tell. There we go. Put all that in there for right now. We're going to go back up to... well, we're going to have to go to Hush River Valley. So I'm kind of divesting myself of things that I don't need on me for the trip. Oh, shoot. Dang it. Divesting myself of things I do not need on me for that trip. Now, I do need some arrowheads. I don't need all these arrowheads. All right, 6 of that, 6 of that, perfect. Did I dump all my feathers in here? Did I really do that? I did put all my feathers in there. So for 6 arrows, I need 3, 6, 9, 12, 18, 21. No, 18. Yeah, 18. Had to make sure my math was right there. Okay. Alrighty then. Okay. I can put those. I can definitely put those in there and those in there. My bow is in really bad shape, but that's okay. We'll be fine. It's going to be fine. I think I'll grab a few more, just a few more cattails. Actually, you know, I have moose meat up at the lodge. I have moose meat, yeah. Hey, there's 1K cups right there, baby. Those 1K cups, my friends. All right, so we got our transceiver. What time of day is it? Okay, it's still early. I think we're gonna go up and map real quick, because I do want to map up here. And I have the Vista picture, so we're gonna map, and then we're gonna head over. Well, you know, and I know their hands are tied by the lefties. It will never confront the real problem. It'll be a political ending to their career. And I think Mopop. See, that's the thing is like, for me, Valor, I look at it as all politicians have their hands tied in a way, whether they're the lefts or the rights. Everybody's got their hands tied on certain things, and honestly, nobody wants to take the hard steps. I mean, it's the whole joke about, you know, oh, you know, when Trump got in office, he had a Republican House and Senate. So why didn't some more stuff get done? It's because even within a party, and when Biden got in, he got a Democrat House and Senate. Why wasn't more stuff? Because even in their own party, they know there's certain things they can't do. They know there's certain boundaries they can't cross. They know, you know, they can promise all sorts of stuff out on the campaign trail. But you know, even when they're fully in power, they know that they can't do certain things because there would just be a hue and outcry, and it's like it sucks so bad. I really wish that politicians had our best interests in heart, but none of them do. None of them do. Politicians don't have our best interests at heart. They want to get reelected, and that's it. That's it. That is it. They just in general. And again, it's like why is Congress in the U.S. why is Congress's approval rating at like low 20s at the best and into the teens at the worst, yet individual congressmen in their own district are reelected over and over and over and over and over again. But generally, Congress in general is viewed as a very bad organization that gets nothing done, yet people keep reelecting the same people again and again and again and again. Because they get nothing done. If they get nothing done, they always have infighting. They promise a lot. They bring home a little bacon to their constituents at home, enough to make it worthwhile to get reelected. With, you know, and they make the boogeyman that, oh, if you don't reelect me, the bacon's gonna stop. Sorry, I'm getting all political now. I promise I'm not trying to get political. I promise I'm not trying to get political. It just pisses me off. It just pisses me off, I tell you. And personally, for me, it's not a left or right thing. I'm a centralist. If I had to peg myself as anything, I'm probably closer to a libertarian than anything else. But I just want the government out of my business. Get out of my business. Please, no more politics. I know. I gotta get off the politics, man. I could go on all day. Okay, no more politics. We're wiping the board. We're wiping the board clean. We aren't gonna bring politics into our long dark. Oh, look at the meat we got here. On a happier note, look at the food we got here. Sure, it's ruined, but who cares? We love ruined food. Yum, yum, yum. Yum, yum, yum. You know, my only thing I'm gonna say political is that I like the long talk and I like the climate change it's brought. I like the cold weather. I don't like the warm weather. Although the wolves, I don't like them very much. The wolves are very mean. No, we didn't get my bedroll. Astrid's falling. She's like, I'm falling down and I can't get up. I hate the new super dark interiors during the day. Yeah, we kind of bounced off each other, Pandasaurus. I hit the wolf at the exact moment the wolf hit me. The wolf died, but I still got the attack. It happens every once in a while if you're a fraction of a second. Oh, jeez Louise. Valor, thank you for gifting out a tier 1 sub to Miss Pac-Man. Yes, Plug Bear. She needs life alert.
The Desert Fox gifted a tier 1 sub to
They're
Miss Pac-Man.
Valor, you're so kind, man. Thank you for the 25th gift sub in the channel. You're very, very kind. Thank you so much, buddy. That was very sweet to gift that out to a Miss Pac-Man. I loved Miss Pac-Man back in the day. That was such a fun game. The table one, you know, remember the table one you could sit down at? That was a lot of fun. I like that. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Here, have some more hides. Have some more. I got you back there, buddy. So yeah, we'll stay out of the political bit. I go off every once in a while. You guys have to understand, is outside of Twitch, I'm a political junkie. I love politics. Politics is my Super Bowl, my World Series. It's all that wrapped into one. Wow, I did not leave much of any. I left like nothing here, did I? I left like literally nothing here. Okay, we are gonna sleep because what we're gonna do in the morning. Nah, I like to keep politics and religion are just such divisive issues anymore. I mean, it used to be, even up into the 90s, you know, we could have good political debates, talk between our friends, even people that we disagreed with. We'd all leave on good terms. We'd break bread and have a beer afterwards, you know. And now, now it's like if you have a different political opinion than somebody, you're a Yahtzee or a communist, and it's like, how do you you know, put those pieces together? I mean, again, it goes back to my whole thing that I started this all with. You need your ideas challenged. You need your ideas challenged by people. And yes, you want them challenged by people that are differing views than you. Because guess what? That's how you learn. Oh. Well, yeah, if you agree with it, if two people agree on everything, you don't have a conversation. You don't have a convo. I like convos. I like a conversation. Yep, exactly. We lose valuable perspective. My debating teacher in high school always told me that the best way to defeat an idea that you disagree with is to know that idea inside and out, embrace it, and understand where they're arguing from. And maybe it'll change your mind, but maybe it will also strengthen your arguments against it, because you'll know where they're coming from. And ideas are good like that. You know, you want to have those ideas that you can challenge, be challenged on, and have challenged, and challenge other people on them. And you want to feel safe in challenging people too. Well, that's the thing, though, Glass Deviant. You have to go into it, and that's why you have to go into it with people that you trust and people that are agreeable to disagree and are agreeable. Well, and the other thing our debate teacher taught us is the person who hurls a personal insult in a debate, the person who starts hurling names or calling names or insults or ad hominem attacks on the other person, that person has already lost the debate. That person has lost by default. That means they have no good ideas to refute what the person is saying, and so they have already lost the debate. That was that our debate teacher taught us. That was the truest test of if the person's ideas actually carry any merit. If they have to resort to that, they have already run out of reasoning and logic to debate you with, and they've already lost. And so yeah, I mean, that was the thing we were taught is don't attack the person. Don't attack the person. Challenge the idea, but never attack the person. I just talk about their ideas, and it's like great until we get to the bad stuff, and it's like, oh, my best friends in the world have never had the same ideas as I have had. To be honest, I like surrounding myself with people that don't agree with me. If the whole world agreed with me, I would find the world extremely boring. I'm just saying, it would be extremely boring if the entire world agreed with me. Might as well pick up some sticks while we're out here. I am so curious. This is the first bunker we're ever getting to in an actual interloper file, boys and girls. Do you know what this moment means? This is the first bunker we are going to in an actual interloper file, where we'll actually see what's in an interloper bunker. I hope I get more than a rock. But if I get a rock, I'll take a rock, I guess. If I get a rock, I get a rock. What am I gonna do? Can we make a memory of it? We can make a memory of it. Need a roll with that rock? I do channel surfing. Honestly, I don't care what I get out of it. I just want to do the quest. It's part of my narrative. It's part of my storyline with this gal. And I want to do it. You cracked 600 days on your pilgrim. Nice! Zelda fan, congratulations. That's awesome. It'll be rifle ammo. This interloper has no rifles. I think it's right up here. Woo! We got it, baby. Ooh, and the music sets in. I got a piece of metal so far. We're off to a good start. We got a piece of metal, boys and girls. And I got a couple of replacement fuses. Very nice. The torch is in really low shape, but that's okay. There is a workbench here, which is really cool. You know what I should do before we explore? I should get a couple more torches. Oh yeah, it was too stressful for your fibromyalgia. Yeah, I get that. I'm sorry it was too stressful, my friend. Oh yeah, we have a 100% chance with a book in a match. All I need to do is light it, put things on it, and get a few torches out of it. That's all I want. That's all I want. That's all I want to get is a couple of torches.
It's so cold.
I know, dear.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
It's the tension that makes the game, though. Yeah, it is. It is the tension that makes the game.
I'm sure I can carry much more.
Dang it! Is there any way I can sneak over here? Oh no, it went out right as I did that. Son of a biscuit, so I'm gonna have to waste another match. Gosh dang it. That sucks. I couldn't get back. The wind kept blowing my torch out, so. Some metal, another wire. Hey, we got some fluid. That's always nice. Hey, there's a bar of candy in there. Okay, that's the interview transcript. We'll read that in a second. I don't need the lights on. I don't need a torch out to read that. And if you read those with a light source going on, it does burn down the light source as it reads it. So, you generally do not want to read those with the light source on, because it will waste your light source. Is that just opening animation just for this hatch or for the old ones as well? I believe it's just for this hatch. It's just for the hatches like this. There's the log. Ooh, I'll read that in a second. Now, usually you'd get some corn and stuff in here, but we got a can of tomato soup. There's probably a little water under here. Yeah, I don't know how the memory thing works exactly. I've never figured that out. Oh, there goes my... Oh, we got some matches! I'll take that. That's a score right there, baby. And a windbreaker, which would have been fun in the early game, but we're sort of past windbreakers now. And we got a thin wool sweater. Okay, this was a good. It was a good cache. I like it. I like it. It's non-potable. That's interesting. Non-potable water in there. All right, so let's check out our loots. So we got ourselves finally our second thin wool sweater. That's awesome. We got that. We did pick up a couple things of food. Got a little bit of water. We got some unpotable water. We got ourselves some metal. We got a little cloth. Whoa. Why did it go dark in here all of a sudden? Okay, I would not have put my torch out if I knew it was gonna get this dark. Well, jeez Louise, man. George and Wheezy. I do not know this place well enough to find that table. It has the book on it. Oh, here's the toilet. Okay, I know where I am now. The bed should be straight ahead of us. Table should be over this way. So there's the table right there. Let's look for the log. There we go.
The island hasn't been making our lives any easier. Hauling loads from the coast to the inland bases
The Aurora's dying.
And costly. And people are starting to notice our operation around the airfield and mine. It's getting harder to stay under the radar. But the character of the locals both here and far inland, seems in our favor.
Okay.
There aren't any helping hands. Outsiders get ignored and then forgotten. And we play the part.
Okay, so we were one of the outsiders. Very interesting. Remember, we're part of this team, so we're trying to figure out what the hell's going on around here. What do you think is the single most beautiful scene in this game? Ooh. I think it's probably the sunrises and sunsets myself.
Session 14, Project Medical Officer interviewing Patient 7. Return to the first instance. What did you see?
It was at the beach. Just pictures in my head, feelings. One of those beaches where the sand goes way down to the water, no drop off. I remember a gray day and dark water, no wind, no waves. I was alone, looking around a lot. I didn't understand.
This is the signal void, James.
What do you think when you're that little? Always wondered why it was that day, that trip, that stuck with me.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on the ending. The final frame.
The final frame, okay.
They lost me. Just a little kid.
So James, this is part of the new Signal Void. Signal Void is a tale. You start it in Forsaken Airfield by finding the this shortwave radio along with a note that then guides you to where you need to go from there. From there you travel. You get told to go to several different zones. Mountain Town, Pleasant Valley, and Forlorn Muskeg, and you have to repair transmitters there. The transmitter takes 3 fuses, 2 wires, a battery, and 5 pieces of metal to fix. And once you fixed it, during auroras, your handheld receiver will start to pick up signals. And there's 2 different kinds of signals it picks up. I don't think mine's working right now. No, I can't show it to you at the moment. But there's 2 different kinds of signals it picks up. And the signals that it picks up will either be for hatches like this one. There's 3 hatches in the game, or there's 4 actually, that are story related that you can only find if you have the receiver and it's an aurora out. You can find those hatches and go into them. And then there's also what they call caches that you can get as well, that you have to have the receiver for as well. I'm just gonna take some cloth from in here. I found Bunker Beta in PV without the radio. It's kind of hard to see out of place, see an out of place snow pile. Yeah, well, but the thing is that you can't access them without it. That's the trick they built into it. You can find the bunkers. If you know where the bunkers are, you can go to them before you get the receiver. You just can't get into them. And you can't get into them when there's no aurora either. You have to have the receiver. It's sort of like how to get into the cannery or get into the machine shop in Blackrock, you have to have the code and it has to be an aurora to get in. Oh, you were able to get in without even having the transceiver? You didn't even have it on you? So you were able to find it and get in without even having it on you? That's crazy. I didn't know you could do that. I tried that. I tried that on one of my runs and I was unable to get into it. The game was like, no. The game was like, hell no. All right, we got everything in here, I think. But But yes, that's our challenge. We get to Desolation Point. We got to fire off a flare gun from the lighthouse, and then take 50 liters of fuel, lighter fluid, to Forsaken Airfield and meet my rescuers at the chopper. That is what we are aiming for. That's a lot of lighter fluid? Yes, it is. It is a lot of fluid. Yes, indeed. I made my arrows, so let's grab our cloth real quick. I should drink my water. Drinking my water. Get my bow out. How many days in? We are 85 days in right now. We just got to our first bunker. Yay. Hey, Mr. Bunny Wab, how you doing, buddy? Oh, and guess what else I got today? I finally got the Expert Trapper badge! Woo! I am now an Expert Trapper, my friends. Something I can hang my hat on, you know what I'm saying? I'll never use the badge, but hey, I got it. I wish the jerry cans in the game were the same as the ones in real life, holding 5 gallons with 19 liters of kerosene. Well, I wish you could add... I wish you could add these. I wish you could combine... I wish the jerry cans allowed you to extract or add in, like, half a liter of fluid. Wow. I'm an expert trapper, but am I a master baiter? I don't discuss such things on the channel, Pandasaurus. You should know that. That's for our D&D sessions. I give that pun a 4.5 out of 10. Needs some work. It does need a little bit of work. I'm gonna give you guys night vision. It is really dark in here. Yeah, I didn't leave myself much here, did I? For having put 0 effort into it, it takes a 4.5. It takes a 4.5, and she is happy with a 4.5. She shoots, she scores. 4.5's just fine. I'd be happy with a 4.5 for that much effort. For 0 effort, 4.5's great. Oh. I'm a little bit on the yawny side today. Sorry about that. My refrigerator kept making lots of noise last night. Kept waking me up. So yeah, my sleep was a little on the disjointed side. I'm gonna leave like 30 sticks here because we will come back to Hush River Valley at some point and chill out for a little while. Containers found found via beachcombing need to be movable. I guess. I mean, I don't think they'll ever be movable, but Hey, Error, how you doing, buddy? How's it going there? We won't sleep the whole night through, but we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll get another Aurora. Nope, no such luck. So this is the transceiver you have. You can barely see it. I'll turn on night vision for you so you can see it a little better. So it has two modes. It has this mode here, which you see below me, there's a little hatch symbol. Or it has this mode here, and you see below me, there's a little container symbol. During an Aurora, you can either look for containers, canisters, caches, whatever you want to call them, or you can look for the hatch in the zone. Now, there's only a hatch in this zone, in Forlorn Muskeg, or not this zone, Bleak Inlet, and Pleasant Valley. Those are the only three places that have hatches. Now, there are other places that have caches, but you have to repair the transmitters in Milton, Forlorn Muskeg, and Pleasant Valley before you can actually attempt to use said receiver during an Aurora. So once you fix the transceivers, you can then use the receivers, which is really nice. All right, we're just gonna kind of pass a little time here. Let's see what we got. We got some clothing we can rip apart, don't we? Yes, we do. So let's harvest that. We're gonna clean up our inventory a little bit. Harvest that. We got a second thin wool sweater, 63%. Let's repair that. I'm gonna use my sewing tackle. Oh, it broke that sewing tackle. That's sad. I've been able to use it at 10% and it knocks it down to 1 for a while. It must be on a sliding scale. I can now rip apart the decent plaid shirt. That's okay. I've repaired all transmitters except for the one in FA. Once I finish up all the jerrycans I have, I'll finish up Faithful Cartographer and head for the airfield. There you go. Yep. And they fixed the glitch where the when they introduced the tails into Interloper, because they did that after they put them out for everybody else. They broke some of the towers in the game. The Pleasant Valley and Forlorn Muskeg towers were broken in existing files, and you had to go back and repair them again. They fixed it, but I had already repaired mine and done my due diligence, so it was like, oh, really, man? Really? Okay, so we're gonna eat and drink, we're gonna get a little bit of sleep, and then we are gonna be switching over games, boys and girls. I'm sticking to my schedule this week. Come hell or high water, we're doing the schedule. As it is on Twitch, we're doing the schedule, my friends. Bum, 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 bum. So we're gonna leave it here. We'll be back Thursday and Friday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Basically, this character we play Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So we play this character 5 days a week. Tuesday and Wednesday are the only 2 days we don't play it. But Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Thursday morning, Friday morning, Saturday and Sunday morning on YouTube, and Monday morning here. Dyson Sphere, at this point, I don't have scheduled because there's too much other stuff coming out channel surfing. Too much other things going on.